This record, Basic Instinct, was really the concept of me taking it back to the basics of, you know, where it all started for me or how it all started. And, you know, it was a lot about the bass and the attitude and just energy, and it's a lot of swag. And that's kind of my inspiration for the title.
Yeah.
And so it is. It's just kind of me stripping it down and just kind of like re-digging up the core, you know, and most importantly, I wanted to give my diehard core fans what they wanted. And that was the whole inspiration behind the title.
Know that we won't ever part. It's time for us to settle.
Well, you know, one of the most significant differences for me is the fact that I was a baby when I first began.
Yeah.
And now I am pretty much a full-blown woman. So, you know, that definitely inspires me differently. You know, it makes me do things a little bit differently. And, you know, and also there's a cool thing for me internally is that I've been able to learn a lot more about myself, and my confidence has grown tremendously over the years. So I can say that's another thing that's really, really significantly different for me.
Well, but I'll sacrifice it all for you. And I made up my mind, I'm in love this time and it feels so real. And I will.
Personally, I can have my shy moments, but when I'm on the stage and the music is going and the crowd is right there, it's all about just being in your face and just giving every bit of what I can give. So, oh yeah, you gotta boss up.
And this time to settle down. And I
Oh my goodness, I mean, more than anything, it's just a great feeling. To see people like rocking to your music and, you know, to see hands up. When I say people like, put your hands up, and I say bounce or wave or whatever it is, to see everyone do that.
need you, so believe me, I do. I love you, and every little thing, baby, you know.
You know, I don't even know if it's more so being surprised, but it's more so like a chill. I get chills and I feel so blessed. You know, to know that my music can touch millions of people and to know that people like to hear my music in the club, that's the goal. So that definitely feels good every time. It's like a fresh feeling. It doesn't feel like old, oh, okay, I've seen them rock to my song. It just feels like fresh every time.
Oh, no, it won't ever part. This time for us to settle down. And I with them for.
Or there's a song that I have called Girls Get Your Money. And yeah, I love it because it actually kind of has like a little African drum kind of like inspiration towards the end of it. And you know, it is to encourage my girls to work hard, to be independent, you know, and go for what you know, and don't deal with no wimpy guys either.
Pull up your pants, take out the trash, get in your cash like I'm fast, like I'm girl, you wanna act like it is. Security codes on everything, on vibrate, so your phone don't never ring.
Girls Get Your Money is kind of like one of those records, like to whereas that's one of those songs where it's like all my girls go get your money, work hard, have someone that has it together. That's key too. So it's one of those songs I can say.
As I'm out, 4 in the morning, on the corner rolling, doing my own thing. I had a thing on the side, made you cry. Will the rules change up or would they still apply? If I played you like a
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve, and I have a lot of exciting things that are happening internally or behind the scenes that I can't speak on just yet. However, I can tell my fans that they're gonna really be in for a treat for the next just chapter. I can say that. You know, I like releasing songs are like chapters. You know, Ride is one chapter, that's its moment, and then Gimme That is its chapter, and then you know to the next chapter. So I can just say this is gonna be really fun. I feel like my fans are just gonna be, everything is just getting started.
tell you I love you. But when you call, I never get back. Would you ask them questions like
Well, you know what? People nowadays don't seem to have the same attention span that we've had when things moved a bit slower.
Yeah.
So the internet to me has been very key and very helpful, you know, for artists, people that have businesses, just things in general. I mean, for people in general, because, you know, it's easy access and people can loop it around as much as they want to. They don't have to wait around for the TV show to wait like hours later and see it. So, I think that, YouTube has really been a very, very cool thing. It's kind of one of those things, so whereas I'm like, as opposed to getting bothered by it, because the access is way more aggressive than what it's been, it's like, find a way to take advantage of it. So YouTube is really fun for me, you know what I mean? And I just think it's like a matter of figuring out the new world of technology, because it's going so fast, it's not gonna slow down. You can't get mad about it, you just gotta make the best of it. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't taken any dance classes still to this day, and that's actually something new that I want to do in the next phase, because I haven't really been in dance classes, so there's some moments when I go, it's gonna take me like 3 or 4 days to figure that out. Change up, or would they still apply? If I played you like a toy, I wish I could act like a boy. I'm so determined that I better walk out that dance hall knowing that dance that I cannot figure out. But then again, I do feel like I've had one. I always have to ask. She knows like everything. I can't remember any crazy fan moments right now off the top of my head, but I can remember really cool ones. Like, for example, being here, my last show that I had in Brisbane, Australia, there was a fan that literally traveled all the way from the Sydney show, which I did the first set of my Australian shows. Yeah. And she traveled on a plane to come to the next show. And every time she went to the show, she only came to see me and then left. And she brought me gifts, and she had her posters up, and that was really cool. It was really sweet to know that someone's that dedicated to you. That makes me feel really good.
Love you like you deserve. Never ever need for another girl. I need an extra day on the week, an extra hour on the clock, just to show you how I feel.
Dancing for me really was in my soul. And I have to give credit to my grandmother and my mom and my dad, because we're kind of a dancing family in our own little way.
Yeah, I need an extra month on the kid, one extra holiday, just to kiss you all over your face. You're so good to me.
Till this day, my grandmother's like 71. And she loves to dance.
Speechless, I'm speechless. You got me speechless. I'm speechless.
Street dancing is pretty much my way that I've learned. I was very fortunate to be around a lot of cool, talented dancers, or people that could dance. We would dance in the skating rink and Riverdale and Cascade, and we would just dance away, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia. So it's all from my soul, and that's pretty much where I get it from.
Touch is so magic to me. The strangest things can happen. The way that you react to me, I wanna do something you can't imagine. Imagine if it was a million knees talking sexy to you like that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that it's inspired by Rock With You. I have to call my friend Justin Timberlake to ask him exactly his original inspiration for the record. My show is a lot of fun, a lot of energy, it's really important to me that I connect with my fans. Yeah. So, when you come to a Ciara show, get ready for me to dance 24/7.
Me drive my body around you, I bet you know what I mean. 'Cause you know that I can make you believe in love and sex and magic. Everything ain't what it's.
Get ready to have fun, that's really what it's about. It's about enjoying my music, enjoying good music. I try to give you the best music that I can give you. And I just give you my all. When you come to my show, you're gonna know that I gave you every bit that I could give. And that's one thing that those are a few things that I can say.
Show me, your favorite trick that you
it's important that your partner compliments you. And, you know, and that's key to me. So I would love to be motivated by my guy and hope that I can do the same. And, you know, someone that has good morals, like someone that knows where they want to go in life. That's key to me. You know, it's like, I'm young and I gotta be young, but I'm not trying to waste my time and my life on foolishness. So have it together.
Now, this is the part where we fall in love. Oh, sugar, let's slow it down so we fall in love. Oh, but don't stop what you're doing to me. Ciara. All night show, just you and your crowd, doing tricks you never seen. Except that I can make you believe in love and sex and magic. So let me drive my body around you. I bet you know what I mean. Cause you know that I can make you believe in love and sex and magic. All night show, just you and your crowd, doing tricks you never seen. Except that I can make you believe in love and sex and magic. So let me drive my body around you. I bet you know what I mean. Cause you know that I can make you believe in love and sex and magic.
You going to mug me?
Am I gonna mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Thank you very much.
Download Veely now.
No.
I'm strung out. It's because of you.
Libra Scale was initially supposed to be a movie. It was my first attempt at, you know, taking my writing a step further and writing a script for a film. 30, 45 minutes, something like that. And my album was initially supposed to be the soundtrack to this film. One thing that I did not factor in when writing this script, mind you, it's my first time, is budget. You know, what stuff would cost and the time it takes to actually put together a full-length film. So when it came down to it, ran out of time, and Def Jam was just not trying to give me that ungodly amount of money that it would have cost to produce this film. So instead, we decided to take the story, the script that I wrote, you know, break it down a little bit, chop it up, and tell the story through the videos. So Libra Scale is not just an album. It's not just an audio experience. It's a visual experience. It's a full body experience. You know, it's not just put the CD in and listen to the songs, though you could if you wanted to. You know, if you didn't want to get into the storyline and just check out the music, you could, and you'd enjoy yourself. But you'll enjoy yourself that much more if you get into the full experience of Libra Scale, which is watching the videos, getting into the story, getting in contact with the characters and seeing what's going on and everything.
Think of it every second. I can't get nothing done. Only concern is the next time I'm gonna get me some. No, I should stay away from, cause it's no good for me. I try and try, but my obsession won't let me.
I pay attention to my fans. With my last album, You're the Gentleman, and Closer, which was the first single, I developed a whole nother kind of fan. You know, fans of dance music, pop music, things of that nature, trance, electronica, stuff like that. So you'll hear a little bit of that on the record. You know, I definitely have my core urban soulful R&B fans. So there's a lot of soulful R&B on there. One of the main and major influences of this entire project, the late great Michael Jackson. You know, just looking back on the body of work that he left behind, and the way that Mike did not just sing a song or just make a video. You know, everything Mike did was an event. It was a spectacle. It was larger than life, you know. So this was basically me trying to do something a little larger than life.
Never get enough. She's the sweetest drug. No doubt. So strung out. This is
I'm a person who writes and produces from personal experience. So yeah, my music is highly influenced by my surroundings. You know, that's where on the last time You're the Gentleman, that's where the song Closer came from. So much time spent in London, you know, in those dark clubs with the green lasers flying all over the place, you know, and just that 4 on the floor beat pounding into your skull. Yeah, so that's definitely where some of that vibe came from. And then just as far as the R&B feel, you know, that's my core, it's my foundation, that's where I come from. So that's always going to be there, you know. But what I try to do is take bits and pieces of, you know, all the genres of music that I personally enjoy and bring them into the R&B. You know, well, not necessarily trying to create a new sound, just trying to create my sound. So.
Kind of connection results in you and me so much sweating. You look like a lot of trouble, but I gotta see what kind of trouble you are. So with that big bass and it booming, lights slow and assuming, you see bodies moving, but you can't.
It was very, very difficult to take this elaborate and deep story and let alone break it down into from 147 pages into 30 pages, and then from 30 pages into 4 videos. Very, very difficult. The story follows 3 main characters, Clyde, Leroy, and Jerome. They are garbage men in a big city. You know, 9-to-5 jobs, paycheck to paycheck guys, you know, just average guys, right? So what they like to do is sit around after work and talk about what it would be like to have money, power, fame, cars, clothes, the whole 9, you know? So one night, they meet a man by the name of Numinous. Numinous comes to them with a proposition. He says to them, the money, power, and fame that you've always wanted, I can make it happen for you on one condition. You see, there's an evil on the way to this planet with the potential to destroy life as we know it. And I need somebody to combat this evil for me. So here's the deal. You take these powers, combat this evil for me, and in return, I will make sure that you get this money, power, and fame that you've always wanted.
I really wanna get to know ya, and I can feel the heat coming up you as you come closer, baby.
So the guys think about it for a second, they agree. Numinous now tells them there's now 3 rules that you must live your lives by in order to maintain this deal that we've struck. Rule number 1, you must protect the city at any and all costs, even if it means your very life. Rule number 2, you cannot tell anybody where these powers came from. And rule number 3, stressed as the most important rule, under no circumstances whatsoever are you allowed to fall in love.
You with my smooth, so when I put your heat with my cool. They don't know what to do with me and you. They don't know what to do with me and you. Burning up, I got 'em burning up. Hey, burning up, I got 'em burning up. Oh, burning up, I got 'em burning up. Hey, burning up, I got 'em burning up. I can't, no, I can't decide. Live my live or die.
Girlfriends, no wives, no love. Groupies, casual sex, have fun. But no girlfriends, no wives, no serious emotional contact, period, forever, right? So the guys agree, they go, whatever. You know, it's fairly young guys, they're thinking about cars and groupies and fun. They're like, fine, no love, whatever. So, some time passes, and basically Numinous makes good on his promise. The guys get to live the lives they've always wanted. Everybody knows them, everybody loves them. They're the protectors of the city, you know. So you know, it's a different club and a different girl every night, and money, cars, clothes, fame, the whole 9, right? After a while, Jerome, the main character, played by me, starts realizing that though the life is fun, it's not really all it's cracked up to be. You know, it's kind of hollow, kind of shallow for the most part. Right around the time he starts feeling these things, he runs into a young woman by the name of Pretty Sinclair.
Stronger than this, yeah. Enough is enough. No more walking around with my head down. I'm so over being blue, crying over you, and I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of.
Yes, Pretty Sinclair is, for lack of a better word, kind of plain. She's not at all the kind of woman that Jerome and the guys have grown accustomed to running into. She's not a groupie. She's not goo gaga over the money, power, and fame. She in actuality, she doesn't even like the guys. She looks at them as womanizers and immature and just, you know, so she's not with it, which is all the more intriguing to Jerome because, you know, at this point, Jerome can pretty much have any woman that he wants. So to come across a woman like Pretty who, you know, is not diva'd out and trying to be glam. She's hair in a ponytail, jeans, and go. And she doesn't like him. So he's really on her. So basically, long story short, Pretty Sinclair is the first woman in a long time to ever turn Jerome down. She tells him thanks, but no thanks. You know, when you can take off this facade you're giving me and show me the real you, you might have a shot.
Turn off the radio. Oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, hey, don't make me think about her smile or having my first child. I'm letting go.
But until then,
1 in a million, right?
thus 1 in a million, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 in a million is the video where Jerome and Pretty Sinclair meet for the first time. And Jerome is literally doing everything within his power to try to get Pretty Sinclair's attention, and she's just not going for it. So at the end of the video, Jerome convinces Pretty Sinclair, one date, give me one chance to prove you wrong, to prove to you that I'm not who you think I am. So, long story short, date happens. Jerome proves to Pretty Sinclair that he is a good guy after all. They wind up, you know, hanging out.
He was still here. Said I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. Why can't I turn off the radio?
The week of album release is the Neo workload to the 25th power. The day starts somewhere around 4 or 5 in the morning. I gotta get up and get to the gym around then because I will have no time to do it any other way. So 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, we go to the gym. From there, we take a shower, get dressed, head to, you know, the local radio station, depending on what city we're in. We do every radio station in that city. Then we go do in-stores, you know, we go sign autographs as the people buy the album, bring the album up, sign it, give it back. If we're in LA, there's hundreds and thousands of TV shows to do. For example, today we did the Ellen DeGeneres show. Love Ellen DeGeneres, she's great.
Women, I'll try, I'll try. Body language, she's a poet. She's so bad and what's so sad. She doesn't even know it. Little mama, understand the way you do things.
Yesterday we did George Lopez, with more stuff coming up. Then there's the after parties. You know, the album is out, you gotta show face. You gotta get out there and let people know that the album is out. So you do this club, then that club, then that club, then that club. If you're in LA, it's a little easier because the clubs close a little earlier.
Girl, you got 'em like girl, the way you
Boy Wonder, Boy Wonder.
girl, you saw the truth. Whoa, can't take my eyes on it. Girl, the thing you do, girl, you keep 'em like ooh, baby, I love.
This particular album was the most work that I've ever put into an album, I gotta say. Not even so much because the recording side of it was difficult, it's just all the things that I did with this album that I've never done before. You know, from writing a script to sitting with the director and you know, as far as the videos go, sitting with the editors and things of that nature. Like, I've never done anything like that before and had no idea how meticulous and painstaking that it is.
Girl, take it off a train. Whoa, if you wanna leave, girl. Oh, you should come with me, girl. You're the baddest thing up in here, don't you know? But mama, understand the way you do the things you do, nobody else can. And I know that you can get whatever from whatever.
I feel amazing, you know. It's been nice to take a little time off and start a family, and then the excitement of and the anxiety of releasing a new album and getting out on the road and being able to perform, and it's been amazing.
How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm baby.
Well, I mean, I had a little bit of time, you know, I mean, I was busy once you get near the end of the project, but for a lot of that time there, I was really supporting my lovely wife and learning how to become a father and writing songs throughout that process. And, you know, a lot of the themes on the album are never giving up, you know, doing whatever it takes to make your relationship work, to make your career work out, you know, never giving up on yourself and your dreams, and never giving up on the person that you love, and especially never giving up on this little baby now that's in the house.
I hear you saying it makes a man feel good, baby. Tell me you depend on me. I need to hear it. I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that
I'm at least 2/3. No, I'm just kidding. She's incredible and an amazing actress and an even better human being. So I'm absolutely the lucky. I thank my heavenly stars every morning. Yes, my Egyptian gods.
Baby, you're the perfect shape. Baby, you're the perfect way. Treat me like my birthday. I want it this way. I want it that way. I want it. Tell me you don't want me to stop. Tell me it would break your heart that you love me.
If you're not familiar with it, you are missing out. Your relationship will be better. Your love life will be better. No, the song "Love After War" is pretty much just what it says. It's when you get to that point in a relationship where somebody's throwing dishes or calling the cops or, you know, slashing tires or throwing your phone around the house. That's when somebody's got to start the healing process. So I've learned that I got to be the first one to say I'm sorry.
Oh, that I love you, baby. I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? 'Cause you
I think people know by now. I think that considering how many of the great
Lil Wayne
you know,
especially.
Lil Wayne I've worked with 4 times. Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg, The Game, you know.
Yeah.
So Pharrell, you know. So I mean, obviously I was raised in the hip hop generation. So even though I sing soul music, I'm inspired every day by what the hip hop community is putting out there. So I always feel like they still somehow find their inspiration in my music, even though I'm not making literal hip hop music. You know, it's part of my generation.
you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Ooh, yeah. Oh, baby. Oh.
I am extremely vulnerable, so please don't hurt me. Yeah. I think I just started crying. No, I think that for me, my music and my life is about vulnerability. My other peers in the business, you know, they don't have a relationship with the same woman for 16 years like I have, you know. So they write about dropping it like it's hot and hitting up the strip club and, you know, popping the bottles, and that's great because I need to pop some bottles. They do say things like, we got married to your song, we conceived our child to your song, I walked down the aisle to your song. So when you hear those kind of things, you realize that you're a part of people's most important days in their life.
Make it right, baby. Ooh, I'm knocking on your door. You know I want it. You know I want that. Caught in lies, doves cry, doors slamming, broken lights, bottles hit the TV screen.
But no, we've always wanted to come and do an extensive tour in Africa, and I think this year, because of this new music and how many things I really felt I wanted to say, I didn't really want to tour Sex Therapy that much because it was more just a fun, you know, album. It wasn't like my heartfelt stuff. So this is real, and I think it's that we're going to be touring all year long. We're going to hit the whole States. We're going to hit Europe a couple times. We're going to come down to Africa, hit South America. So we're very excited. Love After War. Robin Thicke, please go get it. I hope it makes your day a little bit brighter.
I just wanna love you, lady. When I put down our weapons, baby. Lay your guns down on the floor, Lord. Love after war. And give me some love after war, baby. You know it's gonna be
I was probably like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
It was I knew right away. But I used to always have all these dreams. Like I knew I wanted to play basketball too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're taller now.
Yeah, but back then I was super short. But still, I think I just knew right away. You know why? Because like, even when I started rapping, I used to do these little schemes to like get a record deal.
Change, man, you change for the better. Back when Martin King had a thing for Coretta. Wonder if she seen all the dreams he was dreaming. Did she have a clue of all the schemes he was scheming? Still loved him just enough to put up with the cheating. Months go by and only see him for a weekend.
Yeah, like I'm 13 years old. I used to call No Limit Records, had a hotline you could call. It's a 1-800 number.
Yeah.
I used to feel like I would call. If I call, like maybe I have a shot. So I used to leave messages like, yo, what's up, man? My name's Jermaine. I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I can rap. You know, so even at a young age, I was trying things out.
Clearer, the time is now, we couldn't be more hero. My reign gon' last like 3-4 ever. Say hello to the real, I can be your hero.
Hey, I'ma put us all on the map. Gone and I ain't looking back. Yeah, I know they gon' feel it like they take on me.
You know, like who knows your sound better than you? You know, if you're a producer. Like, so I know what I'm looking for. Even now that I'm working on a new album, it's like I know exactly what I want.
Yeah.
You know, and I can make it if worse comes to worse.
Somebody made guidelines on how to get up off
Hey,
the sideline.
up in first class, laugh even though it's not funny. See a white man wondering how the fuck I got money. While he's sitting coach, hate to see me walk past him. Young black pants sag, headphones blasting. Know what he asking.
If all else fails, my fans don't love me because I had the budget to go get the best producers and the best beats. It's like they love me because I have a whole sound and it's really me. So worse come to worse, with or without a record deal, I could still make the same quality of music.
We slow, but little do they know I came up here to take advantage of that shit y'all take for granted. Opportunity that I would kill for. Looking at rappers like, what the fuck you got a deal for? When I was ass out with my funds low, was nice to know I had the whole world in my front door.
You know, I wasn't 17. I wasn't even in New York when I was 17 yet, but it was after I graduated college.
Yeah.
So I was, maybe 22 or something. But yeah, he went, that's a true story. I waited outside the studio for him with a CD of beats.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was my way to get on. I thought maybe I was gonna take the Kanye route. Like if they won't listen to my raps, maybe I could just do beats.
You know they try to box me out. I got the key to the game, they try to lock me out. But what they don't understand is this is all planned. It's a bigger picture and you can't Photoshop me out. Some nigga asked me why Jay never shout me out, like I'm supposed to give a fuck. Don't you know that I be out in France where the fans throw their hands like Pacquiao?
That was my scheme and my hustle. So like I tried to wait outside the studio for him. I had the beat was good. I had a lot of beats, but there was one in particular I thought was good.
Yeah.
And he walked up, I tried to give him the CD. He wouldn't take it. He just shut me down like, yo, I don't want that kid. Like, get out of here.
Wonder who they gon' say was more important. Both changed the game, came through and made a lane. Who's to say that who's great? All we know they ain't the same.
Hey, I'ma put us all on the map. Gone and I ain't looking back. I know they gon' feel it like they take.
That's how I work. Like, I feel like all great competitors, like if you ever get denied or shut down or rejected, I feel like it just fuels you. So like, of course, the first 5 minutes I was in shock. Like I remember sitting there like, yo, did he really just, I don't know no better. But then I realized like, he's not gonna take your CD. Like this man, at the time, he's the president of Def Jam. Like he got things to do. He's not gonna be taking CDs.
Cold world. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is for all the fans that waited, the bitch niggas that hated. Oh.
Even now in my career, it's like it's tough. Even if you take a CD, you don't have the time to listen to it. So, so I immediately got it. Like I understood it's not gonna happen like that.
My mind working like Play-Doh's, analyzing
in the world, fantasizing about girls. I'm handing diamonds and pearls and vandalizing her.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta really work. And so sure enough, 1 year later, he called me to his office because he had heard a song I got called Lights Please. So that was a year later. Yeah. So he called me because he heard that, and then we did the record deal. And then 2 years later, after he had shut me down or whatever, I'm on his album.
Like that leftover lasagna. Remember when I used to be stressed over Dewana? Now a nigga only texts and gets stressed over Rihanna's. I'm talking tens and better, hood bitches and Timbs and sweaters, and we always argue about the same.
Oh yeah, because it's just a funny story. Like, you know, looking back, it's crazy how it worked out. It was actually just the day I found out that I was gonna get signed.
Yeah.
So I had my meeting with Jay-Z already, and it's a few weeks later, and I got the text message that, yo, he wants to do the record deal. Like, you know, he wants to sign you.
Nobody's perfect, ayy. Hey, but you're perfect for me. We riding, he like to go inside and I love to go all night and we rock the boat, Poseidon. I love to call your name.
The meeting was good, but I didn't know. Next thing I know, I get the text. So we celebrating in the car. It's me and my friends. We going to play basketball. Yeah. And my phone rings at that time for some reason. I pick up the phone and I tell the person on the phone, like, yo, we about to sign to Jay-Z. It's crazy. You know, we out of here.
Tour stops, but baby, were your roommates? Did you make sure the doors locked? She love it when we get together, smoke a little weed, but a shit together. Now that I'm on, I can pick and choose. Only fuck with hoes who got shit to lose. Yeah, I heard the stories about this.
It's illegal in New York to be on the phone while driving. So it's usually just a ticket.
Yeah.
But I had been, for a few years, I had been avoiding like these warrants that I had, but it wasn't like, you know, real criminal warrants. It was like minor stuff, like hopping over a turnstile, not paying for the train, or like, you know, I had alcohol in public.
Hey, but you're perfect for me. We riding, he like to go inside and I love to go all night and we rock the boat, Poseidon. I love to call your name. Baby, I love to call your name.
But I never show up to court for any of these things because I'm broke. You know, I don't have money to be going and paying fines or whatever. So, but on that day when I got pulled over, at that moment it all caught up with me. So the minute I find out I'm signing to Jay-Z, yeah, but it was cool. It was all good. Like, so I get arrested or whatever, and I have to spend the night in jail.
Hey, who that nigga you been waiting for? I mean, the shit was all bad just a week ago. Rappers was bullshitting, fucking, I ain't hating no, cause now a nigga hot enough to fuck with one of Satan hoes. And she can't tell the difference. I've been through hell conditions, wishing for
But it's just funny to be in jail for a night and have, like, you know, in New York, Queens, it's like 30 other people in the cell. And I'm like, yo, they have no clue. Like, I'm talking to them, and they, you know, we all talking to each other. I'm like, yo, they have no clue I'm about to sign to Jay-Z. Like, you know, it's just an ill feeling.
That mean my tables turn. Live life, might as well. Only way to learn is try and fail. Clientele, the only way to earn. So if you're selling crack or if you're selling rap, make sure it's mean so the fiends keep on trailing back. Who that? Bitch, I got that flame. Who that? Bitch, I got that flame.
Absolutely. I almost want to tell people to stop calling it a mixtape, like, because it's more like an album. Like, I treat them like albums. They might get a couple freestyles on it, which can make it a mixtape, but I treat them like albums. That's how I treat a mixtape.
Who that? Cold word. Who that? Hey. The mind state of a winner. When you thinking about summertime, I'm thinking about the winter. When you
and by the way, if I didn't have the power to put out an album, you know, I'm on a label, you know, we was kind of waiting for me to get my buzz right, but if I had the power to put out an album, it would have sounded, at that time, that's how the album would have sounded, like Friday Night Lights, you know what I'm saying? So everything happens for a reason. Instead of one album, you get two, you know? So it's all good. You got Friday Night Lights and the album.
Do we know we're hella ice, but yet they lame? The car from which we came, me and them is not the same. It's like we all headed to Spain. They took the boat, I took the plane. Dang, that boy's sick, now hoes on his joystick. Heating up like Mayweather, dog. And Floyd shit, boy, stick to your day job. Said you was hot where they lie.
Man, just meeting legends. You know, like, just being signed to Jay-Z, meeting Nas, always running into Nas and having conversations with him is still wild, because I still look at him like, you know, you know, in that light.
Who that? I got him saying, who that? Cold word.
Now
who else wanna fuck with Hollywood Code?
The lil engine that could, this lil nigga is good. Rappers claiming they sick, I heal niggas for good.
Me and Eminem being in the studio working with Dr. Dre. So all these things is like are probably the biggest highlights for me. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might wanna purchase some game, homie, your shit is so wet. I got my finger on the trigger, tell that nigga hold that. One picture perfect, baby, you can check the code at. Hey, so anything you can do, I can do better. And any chick.
All those people you name, you know, Tupac is like one of my favorite artists. I used to love, I still love Eminem, but like I used to like type out or either print out his raps from online off the printer and hang them up on my wall.
Bitch, I got that flame. Who that? Who that? Bitch, I got that flame, so don't worry about my motherfucking name. I gotta say, who that? Who that? Cold, nah. Woo. Cold world, nigga. Hey, drink.
Oh, you used to do that.
Yeah, it's like, so I had all my favorite artists, so Nas, like Lauryn Hill, Fugees, Outkast.
Yeah.
I got, you know, a bunch of people I just looked up to and studied, really. It was more than just looking up to, it was like a study and trying to figure out how they did what they did. It was like school. I used to just try to pick apart like what made them good, you know, and take from it what I can.
Baby girl, I can't imagine what it's like for you. I got you pregnant, now inside there is a life in you. I know you wondering if this is gonna make me think about wife and you. Like if you had my first child, would I spend my whole life with you? Now I ain't trying to pick a fight with you, I'm trying to talk. Now I ain't trying to spend a night with you.
I feel incredible, because it's such a long process. I'm relieved, you know?
Yeah.
I'm relieved to even be in this situation. I had to go through a lot of things just to put the album out, so, you know, it's a great situation to see it succeed and see it commercially successful. You know, because nobody knew if that would actually happen, you know, if I could sell records, so it's cool, it's a great feeling.
When I ain't got shit to give them, and I'm not with them niggas who be knocking girls up and skate out. So girl, you gotta think about how the options weigh out. What's the way out? And I ain't too proud to tell you that I cry sometimes. I cry sometimes about it. And girl,
those are actually videos that I let go of. Like, it's hard for me, not let go of, I mean like I let go of like creative control. Like I had input, but I'm such a control freak. The first video we shot for Workout, I chose the director.
This my body, nigga, so don't think you finna force shit. See, I knew that this is how you act, so typical. Said you love me, oh, but now you flipping like reciprocals. It figures though, I should've known that you was just another nigga. No different from them other niggas.
I didn't give, you know, I chose the director, the treatment, and you know, it's like it didn't really come out the best. And I had a lot of input on it, like, you know, I had ideas and it didn't come out the best. So I figured for those types of songs that are fun, like, you know, it's best to pick a director who has great visuals and let him go to work, you know, because I'm not, you know, a visual person, I'm more words and more musical. So on those two videos, I actually like, just let it, you know, just let it happen.
Conversations that we had way back about your father, and you told me that you hate that nigga. Told me he a coward and you so glad that you ain't that nigga. Cause he left your mama when she had you and he ain't shit. And here you go doing the same shit. You ain't shit, nigga. And I ain't too proud to tell you that I cry sometimes. I cry sometimes.
I think that maybe I freestyled that line. Because how I did that song, I don't always do songs like this, but how I did that song, I got the beat from the producer Brian Kidd, and I wanted to just lay ideas down. I had the idea in my head for the phrase "can't get enough."
Yeah.
I thought that was just an interesting phrase or whatever. So, you know, I just start freestyling flows or whatever, and that's actually one of the original. Like, I don't keep everything, but I take from it, and that's actually one of the things that I did freestyle.
He spoke the magic words, and on the same day he fucked, and now she wide open. Put a ring up on his finger if she could, but he loved her cause the pussy good. But she ain't a wife though. She telling him she missed a period like typos. He panicking, froze up like a mannequin. A light grows inside her, now he asking, is it even mine?
It was dope. It was, you know what? I had a day off in Paris. It's not a grand production. It's like, you know, something we just did, you know, to put out virally. But you know what? I had a day off, and I've been to Paris a lot, but I never really got to see the sights.
Yeah.
But in this day, you know, I shot the video, but I killed two birds with one stone because while shooting the video, we're going around the whole city.
Hey. Her mind is on a different level. Plus the teachers couldn't reach her, always been the rebel. Hit the club, watch out, boy, you're dancing.
So I'm going to like the huge train station. I'm going to, to the church, the Notre Dame church. I'm going to this view, this spot in the city where you can see the whole city. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like you can see the entire city from this spot. You can see the layout and how big it is, and you can see everything from there. Went to the Eiffel Tower, of course. So I got to sightsee and shoot the video at the same time. It was dope.
Take a couple shots in the song. Betcha I can drink it straight without even throwing up. She said, Daddy, what you think? Little girl, you're growing up, hey. Listen, baby girl, they playing your song. Mama couldn't never reach her. Brother tried his best to teach her. She thinks she's ready for the world. Just look at Daddy's little girl.
Nah, I don't know if maybe it is a release. I don't know. I just write what I feel. You know what I'm saying? And what the music makes me feel like, or what I'm feeling like on that day. And if something hasn't been talked about, or if something is personal to me, and I can express it and make you feel something, I get excited. Like I get excited about that. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of what you might think. I'm more so excited that I could tell you something about me.
Hey Jezebel, why you be up in every party for? You're lost and looking for a savior, I ain't Mario. I got no cape, but I can't wait to give you cardio. Work you out, you call me daddy, ain't my daughter though. Make me wonder where your father go. She said, don't analyze me, nigga, hold up. Is that green on your table? Well, it's sold and roll it up. I can take it to the face without even throwing up. She said, Daddy, what you think? Little girl, you're growing up, hey. We blow a couple seconds and she gone. Said I can take it to the
and make you feel a certain kind of way. And then maybe, even if you haven't been through it, you can feel it. Or maybe you have been through it and you can really relate. You're like, he's telling my story. So, I get excited for that. Yeah.
Mama couldn't never reach her. Brother tried his best to teach her. She thinks she's ready for the world. Just look at Daddy's little girl. Mama couldn't never reach her. Brother tried his best to teach her.
Probably this last one with my own tour, the solo tour I just did, because I started in Canada, and I did the US, and we did the UK, and we did the rest of Europe. It was like, super long, but it was super fun.
Were you touring at the time when your album came out?
Yeah, I was in the middle of a tour, but I had that week off, but I went right back out on the road, so. Expect a leak, but you gotta just pray for a good leak. I had a good leak. I think it was only like a week and a half out. A bad leak would be if my album came out 4 weeks before it was supposed to.
I see.
Because people have such a short attention span, they might love it when it comes out, but who's to say they're gonna go buy it in 4 weeks? But a week, you're more likely to get people to buy your album if it drops a week, Anything over 2 weeks hurts. 2 weeks hurts.
Feeling I made it like a villain, I'm hated. I see him grilling, I ate it though. Finna blow inflatable, that's undebatable. I'm giving niggas food, but thought the flow is catered, yo. I'm never faded though. Haters wanna see me broke with me and he don't relate it, ho. It's like my only son. Where I go, he comes. Niggas dumb to be bragging about that stupid shit. Nah, I don't stun on niggas. I saw him how to do this shit. I'm something like
a week and a half, not so bad. A week is like, thank you. 3 days and you got blessed. And if it doesn't leak, then then you signed a deal with Jesus or something. I don't know.
Ain't that you saying? Shame on y'all. You tryna ball with the game on pause. A nigga put a thing on y'all. Y'all stain y'all jaw. Fuck you niggas, but this ain't raw, dog. I got protection, lethal weapons, and they aim on y'all. I'm like the main on Mars. I'm high as hell. Watch me blow like I exhaled.